Boston Celtics do all the little things that they're supposed to do against a bad team. Wow. Jayson Tatum was great. Kristaps Porzingis was great. The defense was great. Hopefully this podcast is great. It's a bonus. Locked On Celtics.
Yup. Beam down. Be ever ready. Recognize the city of champs. Back to back, if I say it, it's stamped. Locked on number 19, the best one, the next one. Juice loose in your pool now for the next run. It's the C's, who else could it be? What they gon' say now? Screaming like JT, Karalis, recap the madness. Every game, every practice. Best daily pod, no cap like Brad Beckett. Clutch like Drew to KP, tap in daily. Prime time, dapping D White on the sideline. Raining J's, how it started, raising banners, how we finished. Locked on Celtics pod, home of the winners.
Hey there, welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. I got you covered every Monday through Friday, plus bonus podcasts when they play on a weekend. So Friday night game, Friday night podcast, there for you on Saturday morning. If you are subscribed, then you have found this show directly on your favorite podcasting app, or maybe subscribe to the YouTube page. You're there watching the video, getting into the comment section, and letting me know what you think. I'm John Karalis. I've been covering the Boston Celtics for about 20 years, doing it now as a beat writer for Boston Sports Journal. I'm also the author of a couple of Celtics books, which you can find online on Amazon if you want to Google my name and go find those books. Celtics get the easy, well, somewhat easy win. Wait, I got a graphic for this on the YouTube page, and if I click this button, there it is, 121-99. People on the audio side, they're like, John, stop reacting to just the video things. Sorry, it's watch the show on YouTube. You can play along with me being a moron. Celtics get 22-point win. It was easy in a lot of ways, but they had to fight for it, and you know what they did. So my number one takeaway is Celtics go to Utah, tanking team, 16-win team. Celtics inching closer to that top seed, so close to that top seed, but still so far away. The Cavs lost, so 4 losses in a row. Celtics, this is their 4th win in a row. They're 5 games back with 12 games to play now. Still probably not going to happen. That's still almost impossible to pull off. The Cavs are going to have to be very complicit in this. But the Celtics are obviously a good team. They're the defending champs. You go into Utah, tanking team, and you think, this might be a little bit of a struggle. But they put in the effort. First quarter, they won it 35-21. They traded 5 point. They lost the second quarter by 5. They won the third quarter by 5, and then they took off in the fourth and ran away with it. The defense was there, right? 17 forced turnovers, 13 of them were steals, leading to 26 Celtics points off of turnovers. That's a big number. Also a big number, the biggest number in 10 years, 33 second chance points. They had 33 second chance points back in 2015. And then you got to go way back another, I think, 10 years to get more. So putting in the effort on the offensive glass, putting in the effort, and look, the Jazz are a high turnover team, but the Celtics did a lot of things. You saw them doubling Colin Sexton. You saw them really forcing the turnovers and putting the Jazz in position to cough the ball up, right? The Jazz are not a good team. They're not good at protecting the ball. So the Celtics put a little pressure on that, and they got the steals. Derrick White was incredible. Three sneaky steals from behind, tipping the ball away. Tatum got a few steals, got into some passing lanes. Holiday had a few steals. Holiday had one of the best sequences you'll see. It was in the third quarter where he got the steal on Sexton. So he's like up doubling and he dips back. Great anticipation. gets into the passing lane, steals the ball, takes one dribble, whips a one-handed cross-court outlet pass, then gets up the floor, gets the ball, up fakes, kicks it to Porzingis, and then cuts, give and go, gets the layup. Perfect pass from Porzingis. That little sequence, the defense, the offense, the give and go was just gorgeous. One of the best sequences you'll see in basketball. It's just perfectly executed, incredible instincts. I can watch that play over and over again because that's just an elite player making an elite play, and his teammates, elite teammates, doing what they do. So the steals, the defense was mostly there. They had a long stretch where maybe it wasn't so great. And that's what allowed the Jazz to kind of hang around and, keep it within 10. The Celtics' biggest lead ended up being their final lead of 22. They didn't get it up past 20 for the first few quarters. And like I said, the Jazz just kept, hanging around, pushing. Sexton was hitting shots. He was really good for the most part, except for a couple of the turnovers and defensively. But 30 points from him. I like Colin Sexton. Just a side note, I like him. I remember, I think it was in the bubble, he got ejected, and there was a moment where he was kind of like in the back, but like leaning on a wall, still able to watch the game. You could see the look on his face. And in that moment, I was just like, man, that something struck me about that. And I'm like, this dude he loves the ball. He hates the fact that he got ejected. It was a moment where I'm like, man, I kind of dig this guy, man. I think I like his attitude. I like him. And he was good. He scored 30 points. The Celtics allowed him to score 30 points on 75% shooting. So that's the defense wasn't always great. They had I think the league got up to 17 at one point. Then it dipped down to 2. Then the Celtics went on a 13-0 run, completely took control of the game back, and they cruised from there. But the defense, when they wanted to turn it on, was incredible. Guys like Luke Cornett, 3 block shots. Porzingis obviously protecting the rim. Porzingis doesn't go down with a block shot, but there was one, I think it ended up being a 3-second violation where Porzingis, I forget who he switched onto, but he was in that guy was in the lane for a little while, and then he passed it off, and the guy he passed it to was driving to the rim. Porzingis was there, and the guy was like, nope, I'm just going to keep on dribbling. And because he kept on dribbling, the first guy got the turnover with the 3-second call. I wish I remember who it was, but that is elite rim protection, and I just love the word elite. I guess that's my Friday night word. That's rim protection without getting a block shot. That's what Porzingis does. But an incredible performance defensively from Derrick White with those 3 steals and that 1 block shot. That was another great sequence. I know it went against the Celtics on the other end, but that block shot by Derrick White was awesome. Just awesome. And then Tatum comes down and tries to punch it, and I think Kessler gets the block shot on that end. That was just 2 incredible, some might say elite, defensive plays. Those were incredible plays. It's wild. Celtics Jazz on March 21st gave us some amazing basketball plays, and on both ends. I thought Tatum was really good for most of this game. He started out super hot. He did a little bit of everything. 26 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 steals. He did have 6 turnovers. His efficiency wasn't great with the 11 for 25 shooting. I think he settled for a couple of threes after the hot start. But when he was locked in, and he was locked in defensively, that was some just great basketball. His defense, I got to thinking about it. I'm like, how many superstar level players can defend like Jayson Tatum? And you're like, okay, Giannis is up there, and there are a couple of guys he's okay. they might be able to make a case. Tatum, when he is locked in defensively, and let's be honest, he's not always locked in defensively. Beginning of the season, he wasn't always locked in defensively. But when he is, only Giannis, I think, might be better on that superstar level. I'm not talking about in the league. There are better defenders than him in the league, but I'm talking about the elite. Yes, elite superstar offensive players who then have to turn around and expend the energy on the defensive end. Tatum's right there. And if you want to throw Jaylen, I don't think Jaylen is on the same offensive level. He's close, but he's not there. But when he's locked in defensively, he's as good. He's a better defender than Tatum is. I think Tatum just has length and, can block shots better. But when you think about a 1-2 combination offensively, and Jaylen's out, by the way, side note, Jaylen is out with a bone bruise. So he missed this game. He's going to miss the Sunday game against Portland and be reevaluated on Monday, which gives him, I think, 1 or 2 more games that he could miss and still get to 65, but he's really getting close. But when they're both playing and they're both locked in defensively, you're talking about a team with a defensive backcourt of Derrick White and Drew Holiday. And behind that is Porzingis, who's gigantic and obviously a great rim protector. And then you throw Tatum and Brown in there as really good defenders themselves. You're like, wow, man, when they want to play defense, they can really play defense. And I don't even think the defense was all that great for 48 minutes. I thought it was great for 32 minutes. And there's 16 of like, okay, not so great, all of that. And I know it's the Jazz, so like I'm not trying to make it seem like this is a kind of like anything particularly special. But again, the second seed in the East, coasting somewhat, heading into the playoffs, and the Jazz at 16-55 now. It'd be very easy for them to come in and be like, yeah, first few quarters, kind of chill, whatever, not a big deal. And then all of a sudden, fourth quarter, blow them out. That's the natural progression of how these games typically go. But I was impressed by the effort. I thought Tatum was really good. Nice to see Kristaps Porzingis get the shooting touch back. He was really good, especially early. We had 20 points after the first half. I'm the one that's supposed to know that. 21 points the first half. Tatum had 17 at halftime. Porzingis hitting shots, 3 of 5 from 3, all of those in the first half. Just getting his touch back, right? Getting that touch, the feel for the shooting. Porzingis, after the game, it's like, I still don't feel my best, but for these 3 performances, I'm very impressed with Porzingis coming out after the illness, playing the way he has. Again, it's against Brooklyn twice and Utah. So not exactly going up against the toughest competition, but that's what makes this so great for him. The timing of it is he played, he had 2 days off. He played 2 days off, and then you play, Utah, you're going to go play Portland, and then have another day off because of the back-to-back. And, Phoenix will be tough, but you're a great matchup against Phoenix. And then another couple days off before you play San Antonio. This is a nice stretch for him to kind of get back into things. He played 25 minutes. This is the plan is going well. The plan is going well. So he was, it was really nice to see Porzingis play like this. Derrick White, Drew Holiday, not much from them offensively, 19 combined points. But like I said, the defense and, the ball movement, they each had 4 assists. They did all these other little things. They each had 3 steals. White had that 1 block. That's a nice performance from them. Good performance off the bench. Payton, Pritchard, Sam Hauser. Pritchard was 6 of 13, 4 of 11 from 3. Hauser was 5 of 10, 4 of 8 from 3. So, you're going to win a lot of games when you're getting, that's what, 32 combined points, 32 points off the bench from them, plus 4 from Cornette. JD Davison and Jordan Walsh came in and provided a couple of buckets apiece. Jordan Walsh, by the way, on a couple of dunks, like a putback dunk, and really nice putback slam. That was really, really well done. Like I said, Luke was really good defensively. It's just a nice performance. This is exactly what you want from this team to start a long road trip against a bad team. Now you're going to Portland, another bad team. No Robert Williams in that one. Just feel bad for that guy. So yeah, that's basically my takes from the game. It kind of sucks that the Cavs are on this losing streak, and the Celtics had those 2 bad fourth quarters where, the 20 points, Donovan Mitchell quarter and that collapse where they couldn't score. Celtics would be 3 games behind if they won those 2 games. Think about the Celtics being 3 games behind the Cavs, having won all 4, and the Cavs on this losing streak. That's probably not how it would have actually gone, but still, look, 5 games with 12 to play. We're getting into it's not out of the question category. It is basically out of the question. I'm not really putting much thought into it, other than I just wonder if folks in Cleveland are starting to be like, hey, can we just win a couple of games just to put this away for sure, for good? Because I'm not liking the fact that it's down to 5 games. At some point the Cavs would slow down because they weren't going to win 70 games. There's no reason for them to be a 70-win team. So the slowdown was coming at some point, and here it is. They'll be fine, and they'll hold on to the top seed. But it's a shame that the Celtics had those 2 poor fourth quarters. What else happened? My last point is, what happened with that floor? What was with all of the slipping? By the end of the game, I was just like, just get out of there unscathed. Tatum hit the deck. I think Derrick White hit the deck. Porzingis slipped. Listen, 3 of your most important players who were on the floor all slipped and fell. This is, I don't know what the hell happened over there on the floor, but I'm glad the Celtics got out of that in one piece. I hope you think this podcast was elite, because it's a bonus podcast and I just basically talk for 18 minutes with no breaks, commercial free for you on this bonus podcast. Why not? Because I keep telling myself I'm only going to go like 10 minutes and I talk for almost as long as I normally talk. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. I enjoy doing them for you. These bonus podcasts, even when you play the Jazz, sure, let's talk about it. Let's talk Celtics. Next podcast will be post the Blazers game, and late night podcasts after that, because Blazers game is at 6. That's fine. But then a couple of 10 o'clock games along the way. It's going to be super late, but I'll be here. When you wake up, there'll be a podcast waiting for you all week long. So make sure you're subscribed where you get your podcast. Watch the show on YouTube, get into that comment section. And then I would love it if you share the podcast and told everybody they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.